Thank you, members. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code is one of the most important and relevant law recently passed by the Parliament. It was the need of the hour in a scenario wherein issues such as bankruptcy and insolvency was considered to be a long and economically unviable option. The new law brings a strong positive hope to businesses and small investors, and at the same time, for the professionals, it brings in opportunity with a tremendous scope. To expand and give a detailed insight on this new opportunity, we have a distinguished speaker, Mr. B. Ramanakumar. Just as a brief discussion about CA B. Ramanakumar, he is a lawyer enrolled at Madras High Court and is registered as an insolvency professional. He is the founder of OVOPAX Legal, a corporate law firm. He has an experience span of 25 years and was earlier practicing in the name and style of Raman Associates. He was consultant to an international law firm on matters concerning taxation, and he was a senior manager. He has been a senior manager at Tax and Regulatory Services with KPMG. With experience in both international and domestic taxation, Ramana sir also provides tax and regulatory advisory services in relation to inbound and outbound issues and other international tax matters. Apart from advisory, he also defends his clients and, of course, his advisors. Ramana regularly appears for clients before the commissioner level and above in the income tax matters. With the exposure gained, Ramana sir is a registered insolvency professional. Apart from offering consultancy and acting as a resolution professional, he is a sought-after faculty in this subject and has assisted many professionals to clear the limited insolvency examination. He has co-authored a book on transfer pricing along with the legendary Sri S. Rajaratnam, titled Rajaratnam's Transfer Pricing in International and Domestic Transaction, published by the company law. He had earlier co-authored books, namely Corporate Audit, Checklist, Documents and Deeds, and Issue on Tax Audit. Ramana sir has presented a number of papers in professional and business seminars and is a regular contributor for technical articles in various periodicals, dailies, and technical subjects. He is a regular speaker on per and post-budget issues and has addressed universities and IIM in the past, apart from the professional circles. Sir has been in the various committee of ICAI, Chambers of Commerce, and other professional bodies. He is also a teacher in the subjects of information technology and direct taxation, apart from the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, along with the limited insolvency exams. He was also an active lawyer and has won many District Governor Appreciation Award. Ramana sir is also an active photographer and has won many national and international prizes. He has obtained distinctions in the art of photography, notably Fellow of Federation of Indian Photography. It is our privilege to have such an immense speaker among us. I'll request Mr. Ramanakumar to please take up the presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, friends. It's always a privilege and pleasure to address the audience from this auditorium and from this podium, because I was brought up here. All my education in CA, earlier it used to be a reading room. I am talking about 91. Beambhat sir will agree to the fact. It was all reading room and we used to read here, and from there. And being here, able to speak from this podium is indeed a privilege. And many of my seniors are here. In fact, I seek their blessings. Mr. Hariharan, who was my mentor in SPIC when I was doing my industrial training, and others are here. I seek their blessings, and I would like to start the presentation. The time allotted to me is 3 hours up to 8:30. In fact, the presentation you would have seen, the booklet has about 75 slides, which will take slightly more than 3 hours. But as soon as I came into the hall, I was instructed that you don't have to go up to 3 hours, you don't have to go up to 8:30. So, depending upon the interest which is prevailing, and depending upon the vibe, we will decide, and we will try to wind it over a bit faster or a bit slow or whatever it is. I request you to bear with me for sitting and making a presentation. I have an issue in my knee, and my physiotherapist has advised me not to stand for a long time. So that is the only reason I am just sitting down and making the presentation. However, it will be through the presentation only. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 were introduced with much funfair, and every day in the newspaper you will find some information or the other about this insolvency code. Always, almost every day you have, including on Sundays, you have the business news nowadays. I am really surprised. Usually what happens is only from Monday to Friday you will have the business news, and the Saturday, Sunday usually will be articles in the newspapers. But nowadays, even on Sundays, you are getting the case laws on the new acts, etc., etc. And we are in a very, very unique position now, as of now, because we have everything new. The Companies Act is new, is hardly 5 years old. The GST is a newborn baby with lot of complications and opportunities, I should say. So wherever there is a complication, there is an opportunity. I always used to say that the corruption and development are the twin children of any economy. Like that, wherever there is complication, there is an opportunity for the chartered accountant. I always look at it like that. But even in the GST scenario, it is only the chartered accountants who are raising the issues. The chambers of commerce are completely silent. The business as such is not bothered about whether you filed WWF form or WW1 form, whether you file it or not. They are not bothered. Only after the repercussion comes, they are all they come into the thing, and invariably ask the auditor to do something to rectify it, etc., etc. Similarly, now we are in a unique situation in the Insolvency Bankruptcy Code also, wherein the law is evolving. The law is evolving on a daily basis. Every case law is an evolution for the law. Every case law is a new path made nowadays. Having said that, insolvency, how many of us are here familiar with the subject insolvency and bankruptcy code? Can you please raise your hands? Okay, accordingly I will deal. Okay, not much. Okay, so I will assume that I will go from the scratch for this audience to say that I mean how to approach it. Introduce it as in the topic, introduce the topic, tell the opportunities, and how to approach toward the opportunities also. Okay, so the people who are staying till the last will get the approach also. That is the carrot which I have in my hand. So I mean it is only on a lighter vein. The agenda is something like this: the code, introducing the code to you, and the principles behind the new law, why the new law has been enacted, what are the reasons, and what is the history, and what is the intention of the legislature with respect to that, and how the code is structured, and some basic concepts, some basic concepts. I'm not trying to bring castle to cold to Newcastle, but what I'm trying to do is, in the code you have to understand the phrases which we understand in a way outside in a slightly different manner. Okay, so that we need to see. And now the corporate insolvency resolution is the one which is in place now. The individual and the LLP resolution and the bankruptcy resolution is yet to come into full place, but the corporate insolvency resolution is there. And what role the chartered accountant can play in the whole system, in the whole scenario, in the whole process. Before we go any further, all the professions, like for example the chartered accountant, the company secretary, the cost accountant, and advocates can practice this law. Be it as it may, According to me, it is only the chartered accountant who can be a full-fledged insolvency professional. A huge opportunity for all of us. I mean, I consider myself a chartered accountant even though I am enrolled at the bar, for the simple reason that I have been practicing as a chartered accountant for about 20 years. From 94 to 2013, I was a chartered accountant. Only for the last about 5-6 years, I am the other side of the table. So, uh, uh, be it as it may, it is, according to me, it is only the chartered accountant who can do the complete aspect of the insolvency code, right from being an RP, right from preparing the information memorandum, right from being an valuer, right from being an person who will be able to administer the liquidation of the company in case it comes to, in all aspect, it is the chartered accountant only who does it. That is one side of the story. The other side of the story is there are not very many chartered accountants in the field of practice. That I'm able to see very clearly, because I don't know whether the awareness is not there, or there is no interest, or the audit and your tax matters are keeping you so busy that you are unable to devote time in the new law. I don't know, but the fact remains is that the number of chartered accountants in the field is very less. You may ask me, should I pass this exam to be in the practice? No, it's not required. You don't have to become an insolvency professional in order to do a valuation. You don't have to be an insolvency professional in